So we start. Namaste. Today's topic of discussion would be how to incorporate raw and cooked food into our meal. So this is a very debatable topic, and especially when it comes to the aspects of the food, there are various concepts of food depending on the region, depending on the custom, and depending on the science. So a naturopathy has a different background, the Ayurveda person has a different background. So with every system, region, and the custom, the concept of food is very different. Today, let's understand what Ayurveda's views are about the cooked food and the raw food being in our meal. So let's have a short introduction on what food is. So in Ayurveda, we consider three pillars for health, of which the first and the predominant one is our diet, then the sleep and brahmacharya. It is called as ahara, nidra and brahmacharya. So when they talk about the health, the diet becomes the main focus. So that is the importance given to the food. And again, when we come to the treatment aspect, they say ahara, vihara, vichara and aushadha. Here again, food is the priority. So vihara is the activities, vichara is the thought process, and aushadha is the medicine. So it is the combination of the right food, the right exercise, the right thought process, and the right medicine. That's what gives a complete treatment. So let's see what the definition of food is as per Ayurveda. So all our Ayurveda classics are written down in Sanskrit, and this goes back to 3,000 to 5,000 years ago. And previously, it was the origin, like the origin goes to the Lord Brahma, and then it was passed on to the rishis, and then we considered that we got the science of Ayurveda, and later it got into the documentation form as the book. So all our information is in the Sanskrit shlokas. So the definition of food goes as pranaha pranarbhutam annam, which means that which gives life to us is considered as food. Loko abhidhavati, the whole universe needs this food. Varna prasadaha sautvaryam. So that is what they have defined as food, and now they tell us what benefits we get from the food. So varnaha is our complexion. Prasadaha is the clarity in the thought, clarity in everything. So the clarity, what we have in the mind, it could be the functioning of the system, all that comes from the nature of the food that we have. Sausvaryam, it is the clarity of speech. Jivitam, that which gives us life. Pratibha, that which gives us the performance or that which makes us perform. Sukham, that which gives us happiness. Pushti, that gives us satisfaction. Pushti is the nourishment. Phala is the strength. Medha is the intellect or Sarva, Manna, Prati. So all these we get from the food. So we are what we eat. So that's how it is said that Deho hi ahara sambhavam. The human body is the byproduct of the food. So the food plays a major role in our day-to-day activities. So we have seen like what are all the contributes we get from the food. So this is just to summarize. We are what we eat, digest and absorb. It's not just eating. Once we have a good plate of meal which gives us the wholesomeness of the diet, the second important thing is how the body is able to digest it and absorb it. Sometimes the plate may be good, very nutritious, very healthy, but if the body is not taking it properly, we are not getting the proper nourishment. So we are what we eat, digest and absorb. And the food is the cause of our illness or the positive health. So if the food is wholesome, we are healthy, we are happy. If the food is unwholesome, it leads to the onset of diseases, which brings in the message. So the best among the things to sustain life is the food. And in Ayurveda, food is considered as Mahabheshaja. Mahabheshaja is the superior medicine. So we believe that there is no equivalent medicine as food. So it is said that no medicine is equivalent to the right. So it's the Mahabheshaja, and food is very important. So we have seen various benefits of the food, and I have categorized these as basically under three headings. So the body and the mind gets nourished through the food. The dosha is balanced with the right food, and the immunity and the vitality of a person is maintained with the right food. And that is what is called as Hita, Mita, Kala, Ahara. Hita is the right food, Mita is what we have in the right quantity, and Kala is the right time. So having the right food with the right quantity at the right time is what is very important. So this helps in keeping the digestive system healthy. And when the digestive system is healthy, we are considered as healthy because Ayurveda believes the digestive system or the digestive fire to be the main cause for any health disorders. So now who tells us whether our digestive system and the food we eat is healthy? Anybody here can answer this? Correct. So it's we ourselves. And being more specific, Ayurveda has mentioned some of the symptoms which says that we are having a good digestive system, and we'll go through what that is. So the signs of proper digestion are having a clear burp. So burps is very normal, but we need to identify the nature of the burp and when we are burping. So having a clear burp is a good sign of digestion. Being enthusiastic and being energetic. So all along the day. So it's not like we should not feel tired after the meal, or we wake up with having a good energy and then it goes by with having the slow energy. So we need to see like where we are wrong if those instances are happening. But the sign of proper digestion is enthusiastic and energetic. Proper timely elimination of stools and urine, feeling lightness in the body, and timely onset of thirst and hunger. So these properties say that the digestive system is functioning well. So what are the attributes that contribute to a good digestive system? It's not just the food and how we digest. Ayurveda consider one more thing which is important. So we consider the digestive system, the digestive fire, and the food. A balance of the digestive system, the digestive fire, and the food is what is more important. So here when we say about the digestive system, it goes with the constitution of the person. And the digestive fire, as we know, it is the fire, and Ayurveda believes that there are 13 types of fire in the body, of which one is located in the digestive system, which is called as Chaturagni, and the other 12 are distributed over the body, which is basically linked to the main digestive. So having a healthy digestive system at the stomach keeps the other digestive system active, and definitely the wholesome food. So if the digestive system or the fire is not in its optimum level, even the healthy meal will not be able to. So now we have understood what the importance of the wholesome meal is, basically to balance the doshas, and the balance in the doshas is what preserves and maintains our positive. So given this as two different lunch plates, what would you generally prefer? So that is just a very simple meal of you have roti, you have rice, and you have some curry. But this is a very wholesome meal with all the salads, which has a dessert, which has a variety of dishes, and which has a final drink. So what would you choose? This one? Okay. Anybody of your choice? The left side. So we all go in with a complete meal, with a salad, with a dessert, fruit, with a complete food. But I choose this. Yeah. Let's see why. So this keeps the digestive system relaxed and not confused. So when we have food of different varieties, they have different levels of digestion. And the digestive system is confused as how it should operate and process the food. And that's because the mixing of the cooked food and the raw food should be avoided. It's basically what we saw is a salad and the fruit that was not cooked. The rest was all cooked. So why we should not incorporate the cooked food and the raw food is Ayurveda believes that anything that is cooked is easier for the digestion because there is pre-processing happening. So anything that is raw is heavier for digestion. And also we believe that when the digestive system is not strong enough, the body cannot handle the raw food. So cooked food is always preferred, and also cooked food goes through a process of changes during the process of cooking, and that helps with the digestion. So the food in the gut stays for a longer time if we are mixing the cooked food and the raw food. And when the food is stays in the gut for a longer time, there is fermentation happening, and this leads to bloating and the gas formation, which leads to indigestion, the AMA formation, as what Nikita was talking about yesterday. So AMA is like, there are two ways in looking at this. One is on a daily basis, and one, what is the impact of having it over a long period of time. So when it is had on a occasional, like one day we have a big meal, then we have the bloating, the indigestion, there is a sort of discomfort, and tomorrow we correct it and then it goes away. But when we are getting into a regular practice of having this kind, so this indigestion becomes an everyday process. And when this indigestion is an everyday process, there is an impact on the digestive system, whereby what is called as ama starts forming in the body. They are like I can translate it as undigested metabolites that starts accumulating in the body. And this goes all over the body, finding it a favorable place to lodge. Which could be any one of our weak system, what we can correlate to digestive system, respiratory system, or a circulatory system. But in Ayurveda, we have a concept of dhatus, which identifies themselves as the system. So they go and lodge in a place which is weak in the body, and then they start the disease process. So that's how, like a food process or a food which is like on a long term happening in an unwholesome way leads to the formation of ama, and there is a malabsorption that happens, and the immunity starts getting weak, and there is the disease onset that happens. So the basic concept is never mix cooked food with the raw food. It can be separated from the meat. Let's understand how to have it. So the raw food can be had only when the digestive fire is strong. So when the digestive fire is weak, no raw food. And how we identify that we have a digestive fire which is good? Through the symptoms that we went through initially. So avoid mixing raw food and the cooked food. Avoid raw food on empty stomach in the morning and after sunset. So we believe ourselves to be the microcosm of the universe. So whatever happens in the universe is seen in our body. And we consider sun to be the heat source for us, which is influencing our digestive system. So when the sun rises and the sun sets, we have to have a light meal. When the sun is at its peak, have a good heavy meal so that we are able to digest better. So start the day with a light breakfast, have a good lunch, and conclude it with a light dinner. This gives good strength and as well as good proper functioning to the digestive system. And similarly, avoiding the raw food on empty stomach is because, one, the digestive system is weak because the sun is going up during the day, the early morning hours. So even the digestive fire is slowly increasing. So anything that is raw on empty stomach can be heavy for digestion. We will not be able to get the complete essence of what we are eating as raw form in the morning. So try to avoid the raw food. This is one aspect. And the second aspect related to the doshas is the stomach is empty overnight and there is vata predominance. Raw food or anything that is cold or not cooked has a cold property which directly increases the vata in the body. So that's how we avoid the raw food in the morning. And again, after sunset, because when the sun is down, our digestive system is again poor. So we will not be able to digest anything that we eat raw after the sunset. So try to avoid the raw food on empty stomach in the morning and after sunset. During the monsoon and winter season again, this is because our digestive system or the digestive fire is weak at this part of period. So we need to nourish it with warm food to keep it safe. The raw food or the fruit can be had 60 minutes before the cooked food or about 2.5 hours later, so that the stomach or the digestive system has time to process it, and whatever we are having as a combined meal, we are able to get the essence of whatever the meal. And we avoid the raw food during the Ayurveda treatment. That's how we don't serve the salads here. And we always ask you to have a cooked breakfast, like whatever is being prepared as the cooked warm food. And we ask you to carry the fruits to your room. It's only because of this concept that not to mix the cooked food and the raw food. Especially when you are on the treatment, the digestive fire is much more lower because the abhyanga that is had on the body needs a strong digestive fire to absorb the oil and get the benefits of the abhyanga. So, and again, when it goes to the different panchakarmas, the digestive fire will be at great demand. So, we always need to have a balance and a good digestive fire when we are doing the treatment. So, that's how we avoid the salads here. No raw food is served, and the fruit is given only in the morning, and we don't do it in the evening. There could be cases occasionally when we serve fruit in the evening, depending on the condition of the person. So what we carry back today is like never mix raw food and the cooked food. Both raw and cooked food have their own set of advantages and limitations. So we need both of them for our health, but the way we eat is not to put it together. Thank you. Do we have any questions for discussion? Yes, but everything is cooked and our choices of vegetables are almost the same. So we use more of the watery vegetables. We use carrot, we use beans, we use noodle, beetroot, and not the other. So these get into a category of similar ones. So you just have dal, you have vegetables, you have soup rasam, which are the digestive, you have buttermilk. The buffet looks big, but when you go to choose and eat, the choices are less. So this is okay. And breakfast again, we just have two varieties. One is the everyday dosa that we have, and the second one. But we feel that there is a big spread. The process of eating is of two kinds. One is like see, feel, and make the mind happy and eat. So, but when you are seeing such a big spread, you are happy to go and choose. But once you go there, you have your own dinner. And our dinner is very, very light, very simple. That again is basically to keep the digestive system lighter for digestion at night. So it's just khichdi and rice roti with a curry and the dal. So it looks as a big spread, but whatever is there is based on the concept of 6 days and something which is easier for digestion. Yes, maybe going back home, you can just reduce it to one vegetable also, but don't make food as a habit. See how your digestive system is, feel it, and as per the seasons, you need to make the choices of the food. So a similar pattern is sufficient. So maybe a grain is there, a vegetable, and a pulse. Yes, one grain, correct. That becomes a complete meal. And you can have your salads when you have a good digestive fire, but have it earlier to the meal. So about half an hour earlier, and have it with a small dressing of pepper, salt, or a lime juice, which makes it easier for digestion. Because as we know, the raw food is heavy for digestion. So adding these things makes it easier for digestion. And in the cold season, like the monsoon and the winter, if you feel like having a dessert, like the salad, whatever vegetables goes into it can be just steamed and had. So steaming is good. Hmm. Buttermilk may be cold to touch, but when it comes to its digestive power, buttermilk is very easy for digestion and it improves the digestive fire. So though it might be cold to touch, but as a property, the buttermilk, correct. And we have herbs added to it, which makes it more better. But we do not advise curd, because curd and buttermilk, though the blended curd is buttermilk. The process of blending transforms the bad properties of curd to make the buttermilk easier for digestion and have all the goodness. Yes, not. Yes, right.
Hello.
Namaste.
Ma'am, hello, ma'am. Good evening. My name is
Good
Savitri
evening.
Venkateswaran. Can I ask it out, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, I'm having a kid who's 1 years old. Ghee is actually recommended for him for his good wealth. Why not other oils like they say nallanna? They say I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the English name. Groundnut oil, I hope so.
Let us not get into the health concerns of the child.
Okay.
So what you can do is you can get in touch with us and we can be more specific. But this is an interesting question, and I have my audience here also, so I can answer them also. So the question was, why is ghee advised and not any other oil? Why is ghee advised to be taken on empty stomach in the morning and not other oil? So I'll just answer this question on a general line, but specific to your kid, I think we will take it up later. Is that okay?
Yeah,
so,
okay, ma'am.
Yes. So we consider that ghee is considered to be the superior among all the fats because it goes through a lot of processing. So the milk is transformed into the curd is transformed into the buttermilk. The buttermilk, we extract butter, and then the ghee is done. So it has all the properties of wellness in the ghee, and that's how ghee is considered to be superior among all the fat, and that is advised. And there are various other benefits when it comes to the disease part also. So we advise ghee to be taken on empty stomach in the morning to have the overall system functioning well. And we don't prioritize other oils until and unless it is a disease specific condition. So we advise coconut oil also, we advise sesame oil also to be consumed on empty stomach in the morning, but that becomes specific to the disease. Milk is good. Cheese is not. Milk, buttermilk, and ghee. Those would be the ideal dairy products to be incorporated in the meal. We are not very specific about the cheese. The cottage cheese is okay. So, yes, it balances all the two. Yes, it goes in with various combinations. So the ghee should be had as melted warm ghee. So whenever we consume ghee, we should not have a thick ghee. It should be the warm melted ghee, and that makes it easier for digestion. So you can have it either with hot water, you can have it on its own, you can have it with milk, and this, whatever you have it with, the vehicle which carries the ghee depends on the dose.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, another doubt I'm having. Can I ask, ma'am?
Yes, sure.
Ma'am, fruits, by default, we say that fruits are easy to digest, but in case of Ayurveda, it is raw, that's okay. But why does Ayurveda say that it is heavy and it should not be eaten in the evening, ma'am? Evening and morning.
This is the concept with Ayurveda. As I mentioned you, anything that is raw aggravates the vata in the body, becomes heavy for digestion. And in the evening, our digestive system is generally slow. So that's how we avoid anything raw, could be a fruit or a salad in the evening. Because as I was telling you, we are considered to be the microcosm of the universe. So as how the sun rises up, in the morning and sets at night, even our digestive fire starts rising in the morning. It is at its peak at its noon and slowly slows down at the evening. So anything that is heavy or raw needs to be avoided in the evening.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
So this was a question on why we advise not to have fruits at night. Okay. So I think we'll conclude with this. Thank you.